Hyster-Yale stock might be quite interesting stock to invest in for short-term and momentum investors. So first of all, Hyster-Yale is a well-known company with two brands named Hyster and Yale. And here you can notice the ticker as well. Welcome at Business Investors. My name is Jorik. I'm investing for over 10 years, and via Business Investors, our channel, I share a lot of stock updates as well as also my own portfolio. Now, first of all, go to the website and download your free book of stock investing. It's fully free to download at our website, businessinvestors.info. Now, heading back to Hyster-Yale, why this stock might be quite interesting is because for the last 3 years, they had some rough periods with decent revenue, but quite some losses. So therefore, the stock dropped significantly, and now it is coming back and is gaining positive momentum again. The fair value estimate by Morningstar is around $72, and the current price is $75. They indicate that Hyster-Yale has a narrow economic moat, which is of course better than no moat at all. But as you know, business investors, we like to invest in relatively small companies for the very long term, and they should have a deep moat, or the moat is becoming even stronger with the years passing by. Hyster-Yale is not a really unique company, although it has some branding benefits, but yeah, you cannot have it all. So if you're not interested in a long-term investment, but rather in a momentum trade or short-term investment for the coming 6 up to 24 months, then Hyster-Yale might be something for you. The current price target from 2 Wall Street Analysts is about 88, and Zacks ranking is also giving a target price of around 75 up to 80. Now, what about the potential earnings? So here we can see our graphic price correlated with adjusted operating earnings for Hyster-Yale based on his historical valuation. Here you can see a definite positive momentum going on, and it seems to be that the stock might be undervalued over here. Let's go to the forecasting calculator to indicate why. Well, the earning per share estimates by Analysts is given an increase of around 50% and then a decrease of minus 11%. As we can notice over here that the potential rate of return could be 30% a year. However, this is based on a multiple of 15. Now, if you look at the normal multiple from Hyster-Yale, that's a little bit higher, 23. And in the past 11 years, it was around 19/20. So let's consider that one. Then you have a higher rate of return of 55%. But in terms of price and multiple, I would be a little bit careful to calculate with a higher multiple for Hyster-Yale. I would say that around 13 up to 15% of multiple PE is okay. Then you have still upside potential of 20% a year, and that is of course not really that bad. So Hyster-Yale might be a stock with some great potential on at least the short term, which is 6 to up to 24 months. Go to our website businessinvestors.info. You can find our own track record of money invested and our performance, and then go to free investing tools, where you can download a lot of free investing tools. For example, stock portfolio tools, stock calculators for intrinsic valuation, also free investing ebooks, ETF investing guide, stock investing guide, and more coming soon. Now, the stock appears to be a little bit cheap. According to sector median, it's definitely cheap. You can also note that the quant rating is a strong buy, and it favors high valuation, positive growth. The profitability is not so good, but it is improving, and we will see that the return on equity is very high. The momentum and revisions of earning per shares are very strong. Hence, Hyster-Yale might be quite interesting to buy at this moment. And price to cash flow is estimated to be around 8. The price to earnings for next year is around 9. We can also notice that the market cap is still relatively small for this company. Total debt is not that much, so that should be manageable. And they do have a small cash position, however. I would also say that management is not really that impressive, but what I said, it's not a unique company. It's not a very great long-term investment, so please pick your battles. If you're not interested in long-term games, then Hyster-Yale might be interesting for you on the short term. And as I said, I prefer to invest on the long term. Now here you can notice the EBITDA growth for next year is estimated to be 200%. And if you look at the income statement, you can see that the revenue is increasing quite steadily over the past few years. But of course, this is not really a great growth company based on historicals. And here the challenge is for you, if you have very specific knowledge about Hyster-Yale as a company, because you invest in the company, then there might be some interesting for you. I'm just sharing quantitative analysis and a few facts that I've known, but I analyze each company around 10 up to 20 hours, which might be not enough to make very strong conclusions. Therefore, please consider it as inspiration only. Something to look out for is that the current earnings from operations, so the cash flow, is increasing very fast compared to, for example, 2019, 2018. So something is going on here, and that might be interesting to find out in further research. Lastly, the profitability. It seems that the profitability is not very interesting. So the gross profit margin is lower than sector median, although it is improving from its 5-year average. We note that the netto income margin is actually also lower than sector median, and for the past 5 years it was actually negative. However, at this very moment, return on equity is very high, and also return on capital is very high as well, especially considering sector median. So management is doing some great stuff, at least on the very short term. Now, something more about the short term. Zacks rank is giving us a hold rating, and if you look at the technical analysis part, Hyster-Yale clearly is in a positive trend. If we switch to candles, you can notice a 3-candle pattern over here, indicating that there might be some further upside potential on the very, very short term. And this was actually the last high, so it's almost breaching this last high, and then it can go up quite a bit, even potentially to 88 or perhaps to 98, but that's purely based on technical analysis. Based on fundamentals, which I think is of course much more interesting, Hyster-Yale could even increase and up to double in stock performance for 6 to 24 months. But be very careful. You should evaluate the intrinsic valuation yourself, and also think about the long term, of course. Well, that's about Hyster-Yale. If you have any inside information about this company, let us know in the comments. And as I said, go to our website, businessinvestors.info, and here you can download a free stock investing book, but also our free book about ETF investing, exchange traded funds, and some of the tools that we use, including in the video that we are presenting you. Well, thank you, and up to the next time.